Hey YouTubers, SimAviator13 aka Pyroman here to talk about how to set up multiple monitors in FSX. First, here's a quick video overview of my simulator cockpit enclosure. As you can see, I have multiple monitors. So first, I guess you need to understand how all these monitors are actually connected to the PC, and we can go from there. So let's zoom in on the screen here. This is Windows 7 going into the screen resolution properties here. As you can see, I have a fairly unique setup. So how this works is monitor number 1 here is actually these first 3 main view, I call them, monitors. This is running at a resolution of 4320 by 900, which is actually 1440 by 900 per each monitor. So 1440 times 3 is 4320 pixels. Hope that makes sense. Monitor number 4 here is running at 2880 by 900. That's 2 monitors running at 1440. That's actually the left monitor and the right monitor. Both run 1440. So the computer actually thinks that monitor number 4 here is above monitor 1. So I actually have to move my mouse cursor up and it will appear on this monitor. Move it down and it will appear back over here. So this is running a Matrox triple head to go, which is basically a monitor combiner. You plug your 3 monitors into the Matrox and the Matrox into your PC. One input gets you 3 monitors. A little expensive, but a great product. Not going to go into too much detail as I'm not here to endorse any products. Same deal with monitor number 2. It's a Matrox dual head, which is basically the same thing but for 2 monitors. Monitor number 2 here is this monitor down here, which is actually Y-cabled to that monitor, meaning whatever I display here is also displayed there. And back here, number 2 also runs 1440 by 900. Monitor number 3 is actually my GPS monitor running at 1024/768. That's actually this little guy down here. A little bit about the PC. We're running, it's a custom built gaming PC I built running a AMD FX 8320 overclocked to 4.4 gigahertz, 8 gig DDR1866 RAM, 1000 watt power supply. Video cards are 2 GTX 480s with a 1.5 gig RAM apiece. So now that you know how the monitors connect, we'll go into how do we get FSX to display on all these monitors. And just a couple quick tips. If you're using additional monitors for outside views, you want to ensure that they all run the same resolution. That's because you'll never be able to get them to scale properly. It should be the same physical size and capable of running the same resolution. Otherwise you'll have one heck of a time trying to line up your horizons on say a side view, for example. With that said, we'll jump over to FSX here. I got it running in windowed mode here. We'll click over here. We'll go to views, hit full screen. You can also press Alt Enter on your keyboard to go full screen, or your FSX may even open up in full screen mode by default. So we'll go in the full screen mode. And you can see my main monitors are already displaying. My sides, instrument, and GPS monitors are all black. The reason the main monitors are displaying on 3 is the Matrox unit. The Matrox unit basically makes the PC think that these 3 monitors are one really wide monitor. So that's your default FSX main view. Something else that's important too is you want to also ensure that the resolutions you have set in Windows match the resolutions you have set in your flight simulator options. So we'll take a look there real quick. Settings, display. Can be a little tricky. I don't know if the camera will pick this up. It can be a little tricky to figure out what monitor is what, but you can see we have one of the monitors here running at 4320 by 900 and so on. All the other monitors match what you just saw in the Windows property, so that's pretty important. Anyway, so you can use this video to help you set up views if you're just adding a second monitor, a panel monitor, maybe a GPS monitor, or a left or right side view monitor. We all have very unique and different configuration setups, so kind of use this as a guide to help you with your setup, or maybe an inspiration for your setup. So I like to fly in the standard cockpit view as opposed to the virtual cockpit view, so we'll start with that. here we are in the main cockpit view. So now I want to set up my side monitors, which are blank, right? I'm going to click on Views. Hopefully the camera will pick this up here. I'm going to do New View, Cockpit, Cockpit. And that's going to give me this funny kind of free-floating window. Now, as you saw previously, my side monitors, Windows thinks is above my main monitor. So I'm going to mouse this up, and you'll see it appear over here. And now I just need to resize this. We'll make this full, if I can grab it. Okay, so that's now on the left monitor. The problem is my main monitor is looking forward and my left monitor is also looking forward, so we need to make that a left view. So I'm going to click in this monitor to make it the active view. I'm going to hit my look left button, which is going to give me a left view, but I'm looking at the virtual cockpit wall. So I'm going to grab my keyboard down here and we're going to press and hold Control Shift and Enter, and that will move the view back. Control Shift Backspace moves it forward, so we're going to use Control Shift Backspace to move it outside of that VC wall. Okay, now we're looking left. We can see the prop, but our horizon isn't quite lined up. You see the horizon there, but it's way high over here. So now I'm going to press and hold Control Shift and Q, and Control Shift Q raises the eye point. Control Q lowers the eye point. So I'm holding Control Q until I can get those horizons lined up as best as I can. That looks pretty good right there. So now we have to repeat that same process for the right monitor. Again, Views, New View, Cockpit, Cockpit. We'll drag this over to the right side monitor. We'll make it full. I'll hit my look right button. Again, we're looking at the VC wall. I'm going to press and hold Control Shift Enter. That's going to move the eye point beyond that VC wall. Just like that, we can see the prop. And now again, I'm going to use Control Q just to try and line up the horizons. I got a parked airplane here, but makes it a little hard to see where the actual horizon is, but that looks pretty good to me right about there. And now for our other still black monitors. I custom make gauge panels with FS Panel Studio. That's what this is. It's a full screen gauge panel I've made. I'm going to drag that down to this monitor. And there's my gauges. As I said previously, this monitor is Y-cabled to that monitor, meaning they're on the same input, just basically split. So whatever I put here is displayed here. And lastly, we'll do our GPS, Views, Instrument Panel, GPS. My GPS is somewhat edited. I've removed the buttons from it because I have a button pad for all those buttons. GPS is still blank because we need to turn on electrical power to get the GPS to show up. So we turn on electrical and there is the GPS. All the monitors are working, ready to go. It is a little tedious to set this up each and every time for each and every aircraft. You can save a flight with these views set up, although that can be a little finicky, as I'm sure most of you know that have tried to do that with FSX. So in a nutshell, that's basically how you set up views in full screen mode with multiple monitors for FSX. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, message me, whatever tickles your fancy. I'm also available in FS Host. I host a 24/7 public multiplayer server on FS Host. It's called SimAviator's Free Flight. Again, available 24/7. It's registered on their master server. You can see me on the list. Feel free to join at any time. I hope this helps. If nothing else, maybe we'll give some inspiration on people who are thinking about or considering building one of these crazy things. And I wish you all luck. If you have any questions, let me know.